Hi, I'm Kathleen Schaefer, and welcome back to Tawana and the Graduate School of Political Management at George Washington University's Leadership Program. In this section, we're going to talk about the time to create change. People often ask me as I work with them about when can I start being a leader? When can I do what it is that I want to do? When can I follow my passion? When can I start to have an impact on the world? And my answer always is, you know what? The time is right now. There is no better time than the present, and there never will be any other time than right now. And one of the most difficult things for people is to recognize that they have the power and the capacity to begin to create the change that they want. And it's often the thing that scares us the most, is when we know that there is no better time than right now to take the first step. And indeed, that's all there ever will be. So it really becomes up to you to say, what is it that will allow me to move forward in the way that I want to move forward? And I always ask people to begin to think about, what is it that you not only want to achieve, what is it that's going to make you want to do this more than anything else? Because in that process of really understanding that you can create the change is the idea that you can't wait to get started. When you've unleashed that passion, when you know what your talents and skills are, and when you're able to say, I can do this right here, I don't need to go anywhere, so now I just need to get started. What becomes most important for people is to take that first step, because in taking that first step, we begin to break down the walls and the barriers of our own fears. And this is a good time to reflect on, what is it that has kept you from moving forward on your leadership goals, on your vision? What fears do you have about taking that first step, about making that move toward becoming that leader and that agent of change in your country? And when you begin to identify what it is that you're afraid of, it's the time at which you can begin to put those fears down and understand that what motivates you toward change is far greater than what is going to keep you from it. Many people feel that in taking that first step that it will begin to change who they are in the world in which they live as they move toward really creating change, because they're going to put themselves out into their neighborhoods or their communities or their city in a very different way. And the truth of the matter is, you're right. It will change. It won't change as much as you think your world will. And yet, it is that first step that will move you toward everything that you want to go toward. So what the time now is for you to identify those fears, to actually write them down, to see what it is that is keeping you from taking that first step. And then I want you to ask yourself, what will happen if I don't? Maybe you're afraid that a neighbor may not like the way that you articulate something. Maybe you're concerned that childhood friends may see you differently because you're going to reveal an idea or a side of you they may not know about. Perhaps you're worried about what your coworkers might think as you begin to articulate a point of view and a passion that previously hasn't been shared. And yes, it will change. And then as you think about those fears and concerns, think about what will happen if you don't take that first step. And my guess is that as you go and you create these two lists, what you're going to find is that it will become much more difficult to think about not moving forward with that first step than it will be about taking that first step. So again, think about what it is that you can do that is going to motivate you to get started, because once that first step is made, the next one and the one after become easier and easier.